All right, guys, I do have an editorial for you this morning. If you hear my bird, we'll just let her be in it if she decides to mic up. But I do have an editorial for you. It's a post-Christmas editorial, and this is the real Christmas story. This is a real Christmas story. While we were, getting ready to open presents and eat ham and potatoes and stuffing and all of that, and spending time with family in our homes, a real Christmas story was going on in the southwestern desert. Something that is real life. So I'll just get to it. I'm so aggravated by this story. An 8-year-old Guatemalan boy has died while in government custody in New Mexico, U.S. immigration authorities said, marking the second death of an immigrant child in detention this month. This month, not this year, this month. The death came during an ongoing dispute over border security and with a partial government shutdown underway over President Trump's request for border wall funding. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol said the boy, identified by the Guatemalan consul in Phoenix as Felipe Gomez Alonso, had shown signs of potential illness on Monday, Christmas Eve, and was taken with his father to a hospital in Alamogordo, New Mexico. He was diagnosed with a cold and fever, prescribed amoxicillin and ibuprofen, and released Monday afternoon after being held 90 minutes for observation. The boy was returned Monday evening to the hospital with nausea and vomiting and died there just after midnight on Christmas morning. This is aggravating. The second death of an immigrant child in Border Patrol custody in the stupid immigration camps. You'd think that they could get some type of health care, maybe a nurse to come in and check on them every 7 to 10 days or what have you. No, they wait till the children are really sick and then go, maybe we should take them to a doctor. But yeah, maybe you should have looked at them when they had the sniffles. Because, these Border Patrol agents who have children, I'll damn sure bet you that when their kid gets the sniffles, they go, we need to take him to a doctor or get him some cold medicine. But they go to these immigration camps, and these kids are walking around with sniffles and coughing, and they're like, hey, it's just cold outside. And then the kid gets really sick, and we've had 2 this month. I'm posting the link to the full story in the description box below where you can go and read more about this. I've given you a snippet of it, as well as reading about the young girl who earlier this month died in custody. This is ridiculous. These children, they have no way to defend themselves. They're taken sometimes with the parents, sometimes without the parents, and put in these camps. They have no way to defend themselves. They're basically victims of the system. I mean, literally victims. And I understand there are people that are going to say, well, they're here illegally. They're breaking the law. These kids do not deserve to have the death penalty imposed simply because they're brought here illegally by their parents or other family members. Yes, chime in, Bird. She agrees. This is ridiculous. And it's aggravating that on Christmas morning, this young boy didn't even get to see the sunrise like the rest of us did. The little girl earlier this year, she didn't even get to see Christmas Eve come. And it's aggravating. And there's so much I just wanted to say. I was thinking about this video all morning. I've been thinking about it. It kills me. These Border Patrol agents don't understand. They're servants of the public. I understand that these people come here illegally and they're not really citizens, but they still deserve the same public service from these public servants that we pay that anybody would get. They still deserve to have health care. They still deserve to get medicine when they're sick and they have sniffles, not wait until they're throwing up and dying. This is aggravating. I was going to say so much, man. I was really going to, I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. Please follow me. This is aggravating to see this going on. And oh, I was going to say, some people will say, well, what have you done? Have you contacted the State Department? Have you contacted Border Patrol on this? Are they really going to listen to one little YouTuber? But I'll tell you what I do when I see stuff like this, or I see these officers on videos acting up or acting bad. I'll go to Twitter. I'll go to their departments, their department heads. I'll go to mayors, governors, city council, Twitter accounts, and I will tweet copies of the videos on there, and I will urge other people to do the same. I say, look, let's flood this Twitter. And let's tell them what we think. They may not listen to one little YouTuber in Southern California, but they'll listen to 500 YouTubers or YouTube viewers across the world. So go to Twitter, pack their Twitter, give them tweets after tweets after tweets, and say, what are you guys going to do about this? We can make change together. We cannot always make change individually, because a mayor may go, who's this little pissant? But when he gets 185 of those tweets, he'll go, oh my God, maybe we should look into this. We need to get active, people. Let's start holding these people accountable. That's what I was going to say too, is that, I see these law enforcement officers nationally on videos acting unprofessionally, being bullies, making up their own rules for personal reason. I need you to stand back. Well, I'm 30 feet back. Yeah, but I don't like you standing there when I'm got my back turned. Well, there's no law that says I have to stand in front of you or stand 150 feet back. These officers and all these public servants that make up their own rules. You don't get to say. The lawmakers get to say. I'm going off on a little tangent here. Please allow me. This is an after Christmas editorial. I got a little catching up to do. But law enforcement officers who watch this, you don't get to say. All you're doing is enforcing the law on lawbreakers. If nobody's breaking the law, there's no law to enforce. So quit making up these rules for your own personal reasons. Well, I don't like you standing behind me. Well, then find another career. Because law enforcement officers are always going to have people standing behind them, whether it's 30 feet, 50 feet, 20 feet. You're always going to have somebody standing behind you looking to see what's going on. And no law says they have to move back. No law whatsoever. Unless you can find me one, you find me one. I'll read it. 5 feet, I can understand. Can you step back a little bit, maybe 5 feet? But 20 or 30 feet? I'm afraid you're standing behind me. In my job, I have clients that come in for help. And sometimes I have to deny them. Do you know why? I don't get to say. The lawmakers say. I have to go with policy. I have to say, well, the maximum income limit is this much and you make this much. I'm really sorry. I wish I could help you, but the lawmakers have already set the policy. I don't get to say. If someone comes in and acts up and screams and cusses me out, and they do because they're frustrated, they want help, and it seems like nobody's there to help them, I will help them. But sometimes they cuss me out. Do I say, oh, I'm not going to help this one? No, I don't get to say. The lawmakers get to say. They meet the standards, they're going to get help. And so back to law enforcement officers, the law is telling you what you will enforce or not enforce. You don't get to say. So stop making up rules for your own personal reasons. Start being more professional and go by what the lawmakers have set in place. I'm sorry I'm making it black and white, but kind of really is. You have laws and you have policies in place. That's who says. You don't get to say. Sorry, you're in that career. You're in a career that's mandated and regulated by law and policy. So back to this Border Patrol custom thing. You all don't get to say. The lawmakers are saying. So why are you imposing death penalties on kids? I don't know if there's a connection there. I'm just pissed off that 2 children did not get to see Christmas this year because they're stuck in some camp and they're not even given the right health care. News Now, Yucaipa. I'm not your normal news guy. I tell you like it is. I give you the medicine. I think there's more that I wanted to say, but I'm going to close this before you guys go, what is he talking about? Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned. There's more to come this year. It's not over yet.